So here we go then, folks. Nicely done. Slightly wider line coming into view this time round for Alan Carmichael, Harry Walshaw. That brightly coloured Wren Kitchens backed Hyundai. Alan currently leading the event after the 3 stages that we've had so far. This being the 4th of 6, so we're now at the halfway point in the Greystoke stages rally for 2025. Angus Lorry up next. Nicely done. Angus really has his work cut out this weekend to try and come anywhere near Alan Carmichael in that much newer, much more technologically advanced Hyundai. But I have to say, really going well in the Evo. Lisa Watson guiding him through these stages today, and it's been great to see them both out competing here. Pushing hard throughout the day as well. Michael Glendinning, Mark Mason should be next up for us. Yellow Subaru Impreza. Leaning on the car hard as they come into view, nice and sensible away through this little tricky right left-hander we have here. A few of the crews on the previous stage running wide and into the bank on the outside, notably the mini crew that took half the front of the car off when they bounced up it as well. So I expect them to be through even quicker next time round, with the car weighing half as much as it did when it first started the event. So a few retirements to tell you about then. Tom Hind, Sue Hind in the Mini. Mick O'Brien making his way through stage 4 then, in that glorious Ford Focus World Rally car run by the Paul Ben team, based up here in Cockermouth. Just a stone's throw from Dovenby Hall, where Malcolm Wilson runs the Ford World Rally team. John and Reese pushing hard in the Legend Performance GTI Polo. So retirements: Tom Hind, Sue Hind, John Day, Emma Cooper, Barry Lindsay and Caroline Lodge, Christopher Cockrell, Bob Wiggins, George Scott, Ian Jackson, Anthony Hanson, Brad Sowerby and Jack Birch and Mike Jode all retired today. And I'm sure there's more to come as well, as the conditions seem to be getting quicker. Maybe a little bit more wear and tear on the cars as well. The surface seems to be drying out a little bit as well now. A little bit of dust in the air, haven't we, almost? Which wasn't expected today at all. Peter Gorst, Mark Twynham. They're making good friends with that bank on the outside, aren't they, those pair? Cars bounced off that bank twice now. Just waiting for the times to come through and see if Alan Carmichael has managed to beat his previous 7 minutes and 4 seconds. Stage 2, he went slightly slower than his first stage, so we'll see if stage 4 is any different to 3. Thank you all for joining us again on special stage as we make our way into the afternoon. A lot of people. Wow, I wasn't expecting to see this again. Well, the amount of smoke that was coming out of Tom and Simon Pickard's Escort on the previous run, I'm amazed to have seen that come back through again. I can't believe he's got back round and managed to solve, or sort of solve, the problem. I wonder if they've just filled the car up with oil. Just doing a bit of housekeeping. Subaru Impreza. James Hall, Laura Marshall. It's a nature fest here in the forest. Caterpillars now on the microphone. We've had hoverflies, ladybirds, caterpillars. I've just been watching a beetle dismember a caterpillar as well. That was beautiful. Nick Kitchen, Steve Pugh, currently third in the class, third in the two-wheel drives. Steve Corky Ward, John Millington just in front of them, 3 seconds up the road from them, in fact, and then Ian Holt and Phil Boyle, who will be through shortly. They are currently leading the way in the two-wheel drives. But going back to car 9, I think it was, wasn't it? The Escort. Tom Pickard and Sam Pickard. I can't believe they've made it back round again after the amount of smoke that was coming out of their car. Excuse me 1 second. So there is your class leaders, Ian Holt, Phil Boyle. Car number 14, currently 8th overall as well. Going well in that two-wheel drive Escort RS 1800. I told you my hay fever was bad today. Anyone stood around me, you can see me, it looks like I'm crying. Shocking. Late entry of car 58, Team Forest. David and Jamie, they're currently 4th in class. They're not that far away either from Nick Kitchen in front of them. 8 seconds after 3 stages. It's close to the top of this two-wheel drive battle. 4 cars separated by about 20 seconds. So times through then for the top of the entry. Alan Carmichael breaks the 7-minute barrier with a 6-minute 56. So 8 seconds quicker than his previous stage. Steve Ward, John Millington making their way through. So I was saying 8 seconds quicker this time round than from the previous stage. Angus Laurie continues in second, still setting quicker times than anybody else in the event. 7 minutes 5 for this last stage. He took 6 seconds off his previous stage as well. John Stone shaved 12 seconds off his previous stage. Peter Gorst took 13 off his. So everyone making significant improvements as the conditions get better and better. Will this be another overshoot from Roger? An emphatic yes, it will be another overshoot from Roger. You'd have thought after the first time round he'd have known where he was going there, but no, just a bit hot in. It's a good job that was a bank and not a ditch, because there's quite a few ditches around Greystoke, so he's lucky to go up the bank and not into the ditch. Clearly pushing hard. Mick O'Brien, he took 16 seconds off his time as well. Michael Glendinning took 11 off his, so everyone making significant improvements, as I say, on their previous stage. But the lead at the top now, up to 49 seconds. Alan Carmichael over Angus Laurie. A further 50 seconds back then to John Stone, who's just got 5 over Peter Gorst. So just eking out a couple more seconds here and there. William Fisher, Ross Green in the Evo. Car 16. John Livermore says, spot on, good to see another Avenger out. Did it in 2017 in mine, will definitely be out next year. Great to hear, John. Always love an Avenger. It'd be nice to see it out on the stages. Alan Milne has tagged Mike Brenner in it, in the chat. Kevin Massey watching from Aberdeenshire again. Thanks for the great coverage. Appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you very much. Charlie Matheson interview sideways then. Aggressive lines from Charlie. Doesn't need to be as aggressive now that we know that Tom and Sue are out. Tom will be back on the road to breeding his budgies more than likely. Make sure they're all okay and checking on those. If you know, you know. I don't know, so I'm just going off what I'm told. Tony Robinson is watching from Carlisle, just down the road. Great coverage as always, guys. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you, Tony. Ewan Hutchins is also watching with Tom Irvin as well. So thank you to everyone on Facebook who's tuned in. And as I've mentioned on all the streams so far, if you want to be with a chance of winning Special Stage Rallying Is Life merchandise, then please drop a comment into the live stream. It doesn't have to be anything particular. It could just be your name if you want it to be. Just let us know what you're up to, where you... All right. Do you mind? I'm talking here. Christina Robinson making all that noise in the little 208. Yeah, just let us know in the chat where you are, where you're watching from, what you're up to. And we will add you straight into the draw for a woolly hat, which you don't need today, I'll be honest. The sun's still out and we're enjoying ourselves here in Greystoke. So, a little bit of information coming through then in the group chat. Stage 3 for Tom Hind, unfortunately, saw the end of his rally. We hit a bump and all the relays popped out, sadly. Never noticed for ages. We thought it was the ECU, but that's rallying, so unfortunately that was the end of their day. Flashing hazards. Flashing hazard on the Constantine car. It doesn't sound great either. It sounds like it could be stuck in gear. Not good. So, top of the mini challenge leaderboard. Unfortunately, ending the rally on stage 3 with Tom and Sue Hind, and then Luke Constantine having problems in stage 4, and he's currently leading the way in the MG3 challenge as well from up over the border in Scotland. So that opens things out for other competitors. Niall Cowan Jr. will be looking to jump at the chance of the top step of the podium in that particular contest, I'm sure. Lee Kavanagh is tuning in, and Russ Thompson as well. Thank you, boys. Have a little flick across to YouTube as we see Ryan Walker come through. Rizzler's back with us again, as he has been all throughout the day. Thank you very much. Or she, could be she as well. I'm assuming there. Sorry, Rizzler. Could be female. So, watching all day from Sweden anyway, which is fantastic to hear. Fantastic to read and fantastic to see. Skoda 20 Valve is watching from Dundee as well. Great coverage as always. Thank you very much for that. It's very kind. Robbie Wood, Stevie Brown going well. Car 23. They're currently 25th overall and 5th in class in the MGs, but if this becomes a bigger problem for the Constantines, they'll make a step up the leaderboard. Christina Robinson disturbing the peace on the other side of Cumbria now. I can hear him on the other side of Greystoke still, making all that noise in that Peugeot 208. I hope the intercom in that car's working well. They won't hear a thing otherwise. So there is Niall Cowan Jr. and Ashley Thompson He's going to find at the end of this stage that he's probably taken the lead back from Luke Constantine. Oh, that's okay then. Thank you, Mark. Panic over. Just a broken hazard switch apparently on the MG. Well, that's put a few things to rest. Thank you. That was a bit of a worry there. I've just seen the comment through on the live stream. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. So Luke's MG is up to speed. It just didn't sound quite right going away from us. So I'm hoping that is the case. I'm not an expert though. Now she's dancing. There we go. Paul Gorge. Just a little nip on the handbrake as they turned right here and went down the hill. That was good to see. Found some balance with that little MX-5. So big thank you to Team Constantine for keeping us updated as to what's going on with the MG3. Car 29 then, Jacob Neal and Grace Pedley, after losing time on stage 2, they're making up for it now, setting some really promising stage times. 8:06 through stage 3 would put them around about, well, 1 second behind Charlie Mathewson's pace. So yeah, going really well. If they hadn't lost that time, they'd be right up there, wouldn't they, with the minis? It's a shame. Okay. Quick refresh. So Nick Kitchen actually took 3 seconds out of Ian Holt and Phil Boyle in that last stage. And Steve Corky or John Millington have lost quite a bit of time. So things have changed around a little bit at the top of the two-wheel drives. It's car 30. Dave Ellis and Alan Edwards trying to overcome a 1 minute late, 1 minute penalty for being early into service B. They're going to have to pull out all the stops now to claw that back. So it's not just timings on the stages that you need to be on top of. You also have to have your wits about you when you're on the road sections as well, making sure you check in at the passage controls and time controls at the right times. Car 31, Rob Fisher and Charlotte Wainwright, and now I can see what it says on the back of the car. Happy birthday, Charlotte. So it must be Charlotte Wainwright's birthday today. Is that right? Happy birthday, Charlotte, if that's the case. Hope you're having a blast in that car. My admin girl is back working for me again. You need to be in the Nova, Julia. Get back in your car. I'll tell you off again. Forwarding messages to me and telling me what's going on in the group chat. She's got a job to do today. Let me do the admin today. You've got to navigate. She'll be through within the next sort of 10 minutes or so as well in the Nova. Glorious little Nova. A bit of a gap as we wait for our next crew. Yeah, it seems to have fallen silent across the south end of the forest at the minute. As we wait for more competitors to join us. So as I mentioned before, 7 miles of Greystoke stage this one. They'll have now done 28 miles or so of rallying by the time we get to the end of this stage. Here we go. It's the MG. David Coatsworth, Chris Patterson really seem to be at home in that car. Driving really, really well. It looks a really well-balanced car as well on the stage. It's all going well for the crew in car 33. Currently leading the class. Class 8. So Sven Grube, Alfie Element are also in that class. Around about a minute and 20 down on David Coatsworth in Class 8. So very commanding drive from David. David Appleby has joined us on the Facebook page. Thank you, David. Fantastic to see the Triumph TR7 V8 out in Ypres last weekend. Lovely to see Mark and Carl in the car again as well. I'd mentioned on the day it's been so long since I've seen Mark Higgins anywhere actually, in the UK or abroad. I was on the stages all the time for the RAC, so I never really got to see anybody or chat to anybody on the RAC. So yeah, it's been quite a few years actually since I've seen Mark out, so that was lovely to have a catch up with Mark over in Ypres last week. Fantastic rally, really, really beautiful place as well. Stunning backdrop to the service park in the Ypres town centre. And the noise that TR made was just absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen it already, head to the Facebook page after you've seen this live stream and have a little watch of the short piece we did with Mark around the TR7 V8 and his return to rallying and what is to come later in the year as well, which he mentioned to us on the interview that he will be back out in one of the David Appleby Engineering TR7s on this year's Roger Albert Clark Rally, which I don't think there's many people in this country will be able to wait for. They'll be all itching to get back out into the forests of South Wales, Mid Wales, and then up into Scotland and Northumberland and Cumbria. Oliver Yates wants to know what the results are for the Mini Cup so far. I'll have a little look for you in a second. That was Carl Wilson and Mark Broadbent going well in Class 3 in the Mini. Car 36. So let me have a little look and see if I can try and do this the best way possible. Also, if you want to do this yourselves, you can. You can go to rallies.info and all of the results are there for you to have a flick through. Let me see if I can work this out now. So Class 3, which I am assuming is the R53 Minis. Charlie Matheson leading the way with Ian Bass alongside. Rob Fisher, Charlotte Wainwright second. Dave Ellis, Alan Edwards 3rd, Jacob Neal, Grace Pedley 4th, Carl Wilson, Mark Broadbent 5th, Tim Bradshaw, Steve Harris in 6th place in the R53s. Let me have a little flick through, and I will try my best to bring you information about the others. So, and this is a little bit of a guess job while I'm trying to filter through all the cars. Class 8, it's looking like Sven Grube is leading the way with Alfie Element alongside. Julian Fouquet, Jordan Joins is in 2nd, Ben Hearsay, Matthew Hearsay in 3rd, Paul Green, Andrew Side in 4th, Flo Butler is in 5th. I'm not sure whether Alfie was waving at us there or trying to just signal his terror in the car or what was going on, but Sven Scandinavian flicking it into the corner again as we just read his name out as well, leading the way in the Mini Cooper 1. So that's a sort of little roundup of the minis as they stand at the minute. Let me got to try and figure this out again now. Mess myself around here. Okay. Max Crowther leaning hard on that suspension. Big loss of time on the previous stage, so he's chomping at the bit now to try and claw some of that back. He took a 12.39 on the last stage, so a stoppage somewhere in the stage after he passed us, causing them issues. Around about 3 or 4 minutes off the pace of everybody else around him. So hopefully, Oliver, that answered your question with regards to the mini challenge. And if you do want to break anything down a little bit more than that, you can. Obviously, like I say, go into rallies.info, the website, and have a look there at classes, and you'll be able to work out exactly who's doing what and where. Peter Johnson, Johnny Sproat in the Escort then, making their way through. Thank you very much, Doug. Charlotte's birthday tomorrow. Apparently she's 21 again. She's a lucky girl. I've used that so many times now. I think I've exhausted that I'm 21 again. No one's falling for that one. Thank you, Doug. And happy birthday to Charlotte Wainwright for tomorrow. Hope you have a great day. Richard, when you watch this back after the event, I'm blaming this entirely on your navigator, who needs to be reading the maps to you better and not chatting to me on the group chat and telling me what was going on. I blame Julia completely on that one. Just a little overshoot for Richard and Julia as they turn into this right-hander, just locking up. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of a red cheek in the car there, as she knows it was us, and she was thinking, flipping heck, right in front of the cameras. We've only got one camera here and we're right in front of them. Why have we done that? They picked their moment. Chuck it in. Julian Fouquet, Jordan Joins, trying the Sven Grube line into this right-hander. Not quite as stylish as Sven, I have to say. But not a bad effort, to be fair, Julian. I reckon if we did another stage here, we'd have some real action. There'd be cars sideways halfway up the straight. They'd be dancing towards us, having now seen us a couple of times and know exactly where we're positioned. But it's all changed for stages 5 and 6. We make our way through the forest to another location completely, and we look forward. It's a long straight into a tight left-hander, so we look forward to some fast-paced action late on the brakes as we welcome the cars through stage 5 and 6 after this one. There's the rear-wheel drive Fiesta. Nice little bump just appearing on the inside of that corner. Better from Colin this time round. Colin Treby, Gareth Price. Just over-rotated slightly last time round. Nothing too much, didn't lose too much time, but much more civilised this time round. Nice and tidy approach. Going well in the little rear-wheel drive Fiesta. Jake Gosling and Rebecca Marriott join us on the live stream on Facebook as well. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. That was an interesting line, wasn't it? It wasn't the first bit of the corner that caught them out. It was the Torque steer that took them out of the correct line, and the banking on the right hand side instead. But, they got away with it. Luckily the car didn't dig in and tip on its side. That was Tim Bradshaw, if I remember rightly. Just flicking back through the Tim Bradshaw and Steve Harris. Trying to use the results as an entry, it jumbles everybody up and it's a little bit awkward, but at least it's all on the same page. I don't have to keep flicking between pages on the app. So just breaking into the top 30 for Tim and Steve. Seeded car 45, so they'll be pleased with the way things are going. I thought we were going to have another mini using the banking there like a berm, almost like Daytona 500. Mark Turner, Harry Mansfield in car 41 then, keeping the car on the flat as opposed to riding the burn. So we saw Aidan Gregory through. He missed the first two stages. He's now set times for the third and fourth stage. So a couple of maximums. At least he's here and he's having fun in the Fiesta. Team Ablett still going well. All the way up from Kent. So Luke Constantine did drop quite a bit of time. I still think there was something more than just the hazard switch wrong with that car when it came through. Actually set a time 9 seconds slower than his previous, and it was around about 13 seconds slower than Niall Cowan Jr. as well. So I do think there was something amiss with that car. The lead swaps back over then to Mr. Cowan Jr. He now heads the way in the MG3s by just 10 seconds from Luke Constantine. Ryan Walker also not out of it yet either in the third of the MGs. Just a further 20 seconds behind, 19 seconds behind. It's fallen quiet again in the forest, but there's still a few more cars to come. We'll round things off with Hazel Johnson and Stephen Butler in the Nissan Micra, and then we'll make our way back to the van and get ourselves shifted down the stage to our final location of the day, where we'll bring you 2 live stages. Final 2 stages just over 6 miles long. Doesn't make the same mistake twice. Paul Green, Andrew Side, who removed the front corner of their Mini last time round on the banking here. Pleased to see they're still going strongly with their modified and slightly lighter R50 Mini. I've actually got a piece of the front bumper here as well, so maybe we can take that back to them afterwards if they're still around. Every little helps, you know. Ben Hearsay, Matthew Hearsay. Well, they're trying hard, aren't they? Certainly weren't afraid to use the handbrake there, chucking the Mini between the banking. So as I say, not too many more to come now. About 5 or so cars. No time through yet for Niall Cowan Senior. So Tom and Sue Hind have retired, and they've also been given a 2-minute penalty for coming into service early. I don't think that matters too much anymore. Oh, Florence Butler's out as well, it says. No brakes. Barry Lindsay's in a ditch. So the results are being updated slightly for the retirements. Here's the Subaru Impreza. Oliver Wood. Realised he was going to the left this time instead of the right. We had an overshoot on the previous stage down the escape road where all the where all the marshals are parked. This time round it was a little bit more of a sensible approach to the bend, and he stayed left, and yeah, all good. All good. So marshals will be busy again very shortly, changing all the stage furniture around and moving things around, ready for their final stage of the day. More wildlife joining me now. I've got a hoverfly on my finger now. Kids will love that little video that I've just made for them. Hover flying rally cars. Well, that was a 205 GTI 1600 of Greg and Ian McCutcheon. We've got the 323 Master to come through as well. You're going to hear the turbocharger on that whistling as well. Little wastegate giving the whoosh noise as it comes into view, no doubt, like it did last time. First up though, car 47. Peter and James Sharples in their Mini Cooper. Dave Cram says, "Looking not to roll there." Yeah, I agree. I know it was a few minutes ago now. Sorry, Dave. I was on the other chat on Facebook. Well, yes, you're right. He was lucky to get away with that one too when he went up the banking. If the front end had just dug in, it would have quite easily tipped. So got away with that one. There we go. Chirping away the little dump valve on that Mazda 323. So just the last couple of cars to come then, and then we'll pack ourselves up and head off to our next location. Hopefully it's just as dry up there as well. The breeze is doing wonders to keep the midges and the flies away. Got the hover flies around us, but that's okay. Don't mind them. Hear a toot of an engine. Toot of an engine. It's not a toot of an engine, is it? A toot of a car in the distance. And I think it's a marshal telling us that there's a car on its way, because I've heard it lots and lots of times now. And I feel like every time I hear it, a car appears. So you never know. You never know. Anyway, it's the Avenger. Team Towser. Ian Holiday, Jane Wright, another one of the Scandinavian flickers. I like it. In the little KA. Did it? Oh. Mr. Woodford, are you still watching? If you are, can you confirm that KA, was it yours? Producer Wayne, Mr. Rally Geek, he thinks that might have been your old car. I'm sure you can confirm that for us, though. I'm going well in it anyway. Certainly pushing on. So not much to come through now. In fact, it might just be Hazel in the Micra. We'll have a little look who appears. Here she is. So last car on the road. Hazel Johnson and Stephen Butler conclude our live stream here on stage 4 of the Greystoke stages for 2025. We will be moving location now to the other side of the forest and packing things away. So we've got probably around about 45 minutes or so before our next live stream. So we look forward to seeing you back with us and joining us for that one, where we bring you the penultimate stage here for the 2025 Greystoke Stages Rally live on Special Stage.